Raising capital when the banks aren't lending. Ever heard that before? Well, there's an old expression. Banks want to loan you an umbrella when the sun's shining, but refuse when it's raining. At a special mini hot seat day, and we've done lots of these around the world, but this one was in Los Angeles, not Japan. A real estate investor came up and asked how he could circumvent the banks and take advantage of the depressed real estate market when capital wasn't so readily available. I wonder how many of you have been in a situation when capital wasn't readily available. You didn't have the money to achieve the goal, but you had the need and you saw the opportunity. Well, see what I told him, and let's see if it has any application to your business situation. If you can help other people who have access to accredited investors figure out who they are. We've done it before, where the first thing we did it in sort of in transactional tranches. The first was just to say, hey, to affinity groups, we did it to our best buyers once. If you're an accredited investor and look at deals anyhow, from time to time we get ones, and we'll put you in touch if you're so inclined. But we want to make sure we don't have any right now, because that was for legal purposes. But tell us who you are, and here's the qualification. And if you don't stringently, match it, fine. But we're not going to sell you. We're just going to tell you about stuff. And we got like 3,000 people that responded. Then about 90 days later, we let them know about a couple things we were doing, and they filled the whole thing. And in fact, a bunch of them sent money we had to send back because we didn't even have the paperwork ready. That's one thing, but you got to realize that they're not without their options. So you got to be able to give them a sense that you understand the reservations they've got, you've overcome them. And I don't know how you do this, and you got to have a good attorney that lets you do it in a humanized but legal compliance. You got to be able to show why the investment really is better, if it is, how the money is best protected or better protected, not certainly guaranteed, but better protected, how the yield is going to be better, maybe come up with a unique, like these people that make out on the front end, back end. Maybe you come up with a participation package which is so not just creative but inventive that it's evident you don't make out unless they do, and and you're not and you waive the management fees and you waive whatever it is. That's one thing. The other answer to the question you didn't know you asked, and it's probably least applicable to you because you really do need cash, but not necessarily. Whenever there is adversity, there is amazing opportunity. Trite but true. And we did something in China. We were in China, and a person asked a question sort of like this. He was a medium-sized manufacturer, and he said, I can't get capital. I need capital to grow. And I said, well, let's start with, if you had the capital, how would you use it? Well, I'd hire a sales force. Well, couldn't you find somebody that has a sales force that's underutilized and make them either a profit partner, give them equity, and I need more manufacturing capacity. Well, couldn't you find somebody who had underutilized manufacturing capacity and do a deal with them on a performance and or an equity? And we went through and showed that through joint venturing with other people, your problem is also somebody else's problem. Somebody else is actually unbeknownst to them more motivated to help you. You just got to make the connection. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And even for you, there might be people, if you had money, it might be somebody who's got property, you can't sell it, so you make a creative deal. It might be somebody who's got a construction company and is well enough capitalized, but they don't have business, that they could fund the work for a deferred, lien on the building against, an equity share if it appreciates. It's just got to be creative.